What's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Vegas J. With me tonight, I have a brand new, very extra special co-host. It is downtown Julie Brown. What is happening?
I'm living the dream.
You're living the dream in Northeast Ohio, where the weather is crappy.
It was 83 today.
Yeah, but you were putting socks on, so it tells me it's not too warm right now.
It's the basement. It's cold.
How are you, Julie? What's happening?
I'm good.
Tell us, since you're new to the Thrifty Business audience, give us like a quick, 22 and a half second bio.
Okay.
And go.
All right. I used to sell on the AOL boards years ago, and then I had Cameron, our oldest son, and I started selling on eBay, and I went back to work for 2 months and then quit and have not worked since. So I've been on eBay for 21 years.
There you go. That is a perfect 23 and a half second bio. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's get right to it, shall we? Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guests and or my co-hosts. So this week our guest is Jerry Pendleton Jr. How are you, Jerry?
Doing fantastic. How's everybody out there?
We are great. And Jerry, where do you live?
Bakersfield, California.
So,
the second hottest place.
Yeah, of course. I have a mug from the Tiki Bar in Bakersfield, California.
They just got one? Don't tell me that. Tiki Co. No, don't tell me that. You beat me to it.
Hell yeah.
I'm jealous now.
Got to have all my mugs. So Jerry lives in Bakersfield. And what are you drinking tonight, Julie?
I'm drinking Sailor Jerry's. Chris made us, it's called Salty Sailor. And
nice.
So Sailor Jerry's.
So that's what I'm drinking tonight because my co-host said her favorite rum was Sailor Jerry. So that's what we're drinking tonight. So match them up perfectly. All right. So Jerry, sit back, relax. We'll see you about a half hour. Make sure your pants are on or not. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for our scores of the week. Julie and I will show you all the cool crap we sold this week. These are mainly going to be BOLOs. Be on the lookout. Things that you should be finding when you're out thrifting to sell on eBay. And ladies first.
Oh, so sorry. I'm waiting for my picture, right?
It's up there.
Oh, shit the bed. Okay, these we set up an antique booth, and for forever the neighbor had these list in his booth. Finally I decided to make an offer to buy a bunch of them. There's 4 styles. I just took the picture of the one, and I bought them for $4, and I've been selling them for anywhere between $16 and $20 a piece. I sell them for $16 if they buy more than one.
Very nice. Something that we have not talked about before. I like that. And what are these hard to photograph shiny objects?
They were very hard. They've had photos many times. These Chris and I found at a garage sale about 2 years ago. We bought 275 of them for just under 75 cents a piece. We have sold them 1 at a time to 4 at a time, anywhere between $14 and $50.
Wow.
Yeah, like only 100 left probably.
And luckily Chris is wearing clothes because I can see him.
Where do you see him? He's not in here.
No, I saw him in the reflection.
Oh.
No, what we just showed you, Goober.
Oh.
You're like looking behind you like, did he sneak in on me?
Okay, and then this is one of the cycling jackets. I have a bunch of them, but I finally listed one. I paid $1 for it, and it sold. I took a best offer of $35.
And $1, that's a heck of a deal. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And now you said this to me as your score, and I'm like, really? And you're like, yep, there's a story.
Okay, so we have this little store called Marks around here. It's like closeout stuff. So about 2.5 years ago, I bought, probably 500 and some of those for 5 cents a piece. And I used to sell them in lots of 5 for $12.50, I think. And then they fell off for a while. And so we listed one the other day and sold one for $10. So better than selling 5 for 10.
No kidding. I like it then. I like it. All right. So for those of you who have never sold vinyl, what you might not know is there's a lot of vinyl that comes in colored. Oh, someone just moved here. Colored edition. So this Planet P project, Pink World, it did have a regular black vinyl release, but it also, because it was Planet P Project Pink World, it also came in pretty pink vinyl. So here's what it looks like. And it's kind of got, I don't know if you can see it so well on YouTube, it's kind of got a marbleized look. And I just sold it for $53.90. I love picking up weird art and photography books, especially at record stores. I picked this up at a record store for $4.99. Pat York uncovered photography book, also signed by Pat, and I paid I think $4 or $5 and sold it for $43. I know nothing about Pat, but it was an interesting book. I scanned it on Amazon, saw that it was a decent return, threw it up on eBay, and I got it sold. Now, this just sold this morning. Haven't even shipped it yet. This Rush 1981 Moving Pictures concert shirt I just sold for $96 today. I think I paid $4 for it. And you will see this shirt in another segment coming up soon in the show. And then every week, I got to show you my sweet-ass CD score. This is a CD by Jimi Hendrix that most of you probably never even heard of, called War Heroes. I did spend $20 on it, but I knew it was worth more. It was only listed for 3 weeks, and I sold it for $65. So I am happy to pay $20 if I can sell it for $65. All right, you've seen our scores. Now it's time for our duds of the week, brought to you by WorthPoint. Had Julie and I used WorthPoint, we probably wouldn't have these duds. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Well, on there it shows I sold it for $3.49, but really it was $1.40 plus shipping.
Holy cow.
Thank goodness for FOMO. We're trying to move out of a storage front, so we just kind of clearanced all those, so hopefully we can sell them rather than move them or donate.
So I got to ask you, if that can go FOMO, why are you charging $12.90 for shipping?
Well, because that's why I could sell it for $1.40.
Oh. Alrighty.
Yeah.
That's a bummer, $1.40. And what? This Cleveland Cavaliers license is played?
So it's like a bicycle size license plate. We bought these when Chris and I snuck into ASD 2 years ago after open. I paid 80 cents for them and bought like 82 or something. And I cannot sell them. I've had them from one end to the other. I sold 9, but I still have 70 some left.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I gave your mom one for her birthday, so.
All right, now this is a dud. You might think it was cool. It's Looney Tunes and it's a cowboy shirt, but it's a dud, even though it's over $22 and I did make a couple dollars. I had it for sale for a couple of years, and then I ended a whole bunch of duds, and I was going through this tub, and I was going to donate most of it, and I thought, let me try a few of these duds one more time. So I tried this dud, and someone finally offered me $22, and I was like, yay, it's better than donating it, so goodbye. And I always show you my kick-ass CD scores. Every once in a while, I make a huge mistake. I paid $7 for the CD, and I sold it for $7. So after fees, yeah, I'm way in the negative. So why I thought this was a good purchase, I have no clue. So this was Dig. It's a soundtrack to a video game by LucasArts. And when I scanned it, it must have looked better than actually it was. I must have misread it somehow, because there's no point of buying something for $7 and selling it for $7. There is no point. I lost like $3. So whoops, not all CD sales are winners. All right, now it's time for where in the world did our stuff go? You must be selling internationally, because why would you exclude 7 billion potential customers? Julie and I sell internationally, and we sell cool stuff all over the world. I like the name of this town.
I know, it went to Doofus Elgin, which I thought that was hilarious, so I picked that. And it was a Georgetown kids sweatshirt. So
it's a kids even. Because someone in Doofus, Scotland needs a Georgetown kids sweatshirt.
Exactly. I thought that was funny.
And that's why we sell internationally, because you never know where somebody's going to be. Now, mine was Itagüí in Colombia, and someone in Colombia needed this Go Barefoot Tiki ukulele Hawaiian shirts. You know, you never know when people need stuff around the world, but they paid $55 plus like 24 shipping for this. So they really wanted this shirt. And if I didn't have it as an international option, someone might have paid $55, but I ship free domestic first class. So I actually made a couple bucks on the shipping. So make sure you're selling worldwide. All right, now it's time for close encounters of the thrifty kind. I'm only gonna do the segment when cute, funny things happen, and something happened last week. So, and Julie said she had a story, so I thought we'd bring it back this week. So, Julie, you're up first.
Okay, so there's not a chain, but 2 thrift stores in this area that are owned by like a foreign entity. And so I was there looking at the hats the other day, and I heard all this yelling going on down the aisle. And so I looked, and this lady was saying that the employee ran into her on purpose. And the manager was there, and he was shorter than me. I'm 5'1.5", and he was like just standing there trying to be all calm and just listen to the lady's complaint. And the lady's like, well, you're not going to do anything, so that means I can't come back anymore. And this guy came up behind me, and he was like trying to go past, and I'm like, you better stop and watch before you go the rest of the way down there. And he went, oh, and he ran away. So then later, the manager came up to me. I was buying something that didn't have a price. And he said, oh, I think it's $1 million. I said, watch out, buddy. I'm going to get those ladies after you.
You know, you got to be careful in those thrift stores sometimes. The stuff gets vicious.
It was ugly.
All right. Now, this is just a picture I grabbed off the interwebs, but we've all flown. We all have to go through TSA. And so when I was flying home last week to surprise my mom, I put my phone on the little thing. It beeps. I show the girl my ID. She waves me through. I go to throw my bags up, and a TSA agent puts their hand on my shoulder, kind of like this picture. And, you know, when you're at this moment of the airport and TSA's got their hand on you, you're probably going to get strip shirts or something. And so the woman, it's a female TSA employee, and she says to me, hey, there's a thrift store in Ohio, and I cannot think of the name of it. Can you help me? So I started to laugh, and I said, well, I don't live in Ohio. And she goes, oh, I know you used to live in Ohio. So she was a fan of Thrift Hunters, the TV show, and knew me well. And I did not know the name of the thrift store. So I was bummed. And I said, I'm sorry, you know, Ohio is a big state. I don't know every thrift store in the state. And so I thought that was quite funny. And, you know, because TSA usually approaches you for not good reasons. So I walked off to my gate, and I got a Diet Coke, and I called my friend. I go, no way. And I told my friend this story that the TSA agent knew me and wanted to know about a thrift store in Ohio. And just then a person getting a Diet Coke who had their back to me turned around and said, Jason? Oh, it is Jason. So her name's Deborah. Hey, Deborah. Deborah watches me all the time. She's not a thrifter for reselling, but she's an antique collector, and she's on the thrifting board and watches this show just for knowledge. So I ran into 2 fans within like 32 seconds at the airport. So I thought that was quite fun. Better than the alternative at TSA. That's for dang sure. Sir, drop your pants. Snap. All right, now it's time for Thrifty Tips of the Week, brought to you by Stamps.com. Postage on demand. Print your own postage and shipping labels in seconds. I love stamps. I use them every week. All right, so here is Julie's Thrifty Tip.
Okay, so like since I was on the fly guessing these things, I decided I would go with this. Like, just try to keep an eye on when the sales are at your hangouts where you like to go thrift, and try to use coupons, look on the internet, sign up for all their emails and blasts. So that was my tip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a junk one we're going to this weekend. I happen to see it on Facebook. So the second you see something, like I said it right to my wife, so she could also have it in hers, so we both remember.
Yeah.
Because getting old sucks.
It does.
All right, so here's my thrifty tip tonight. Now, I've said this tip before, so it's one of those tips I like to repeat, especially when we have new viewers and when it comes true. I don't repeat it just to repeat it, but it came true today. So this is the end of the girls' jeans aisle in a Goodwill, and this badass polo Ralph Lauren sport coat that actually kind of fits me was just hanging on the end. Someone had picked it up to buy it, and they decided they didn't want it. So my tip is keep your head swiveling. When you're walking through even the sections you're not stopping in, keep your eyes peeled for something that doesn't belong. It's a little too short, but boy, is this badass. And I can't find this exact one, but here's a somewhat similar one that just sold for 65, and I paid $10 for this. So keep your head on a swivel and keep looking around the thrift store for things that are a little out of place. That's when you tend to find cool stuff. Whee! It needs a good steam anyway, so I'll just toss it in the back behind me. All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where Julie and I will give you tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Oops, I will go second. So you're up first.
Well, we finally got our shipping room somewhat organized. I only took the organized picture, but I just was showing, like, try to have as many different variety of sizes of boxes. Have your stuff so you can see it. So, when you're running low, of course we have stuff in the back, but whenever we use the last box, we reorder. And then that's my workstation to, just have fun and have your collections and your goodies around, because some days you just need something to laugh at. That's all.
And this, I didn't realize how big of a space you had. This is pretty impressive, my dear.
Oh, we have a big, huge, because we have the car part. So where the shipping room is actually used to be a beauty salon.
Oh.
Not a big one, but a little one. Which used to flood all the time. So that was fun.
So a couple weeks ago, I got a tiki mug in the mail from one of my friends, Sally, and this is how it came packed. Now, she thought she wrote a note that said, please don't make sure I'm not part of the segment on Thrifty Business. Now, I didn't hate on her for this one because the mug she sent me was cracked, and I knew it was cracked, and it was a vintage mug. So she went over above and beyond to make sure it got here safe and sound. So I was not mad at all. However, I bought another mug from her. She seems to be like the golden child finding mugs I want, because this one came in a box, wrapped in paper, wrapped in bubble, with peanuts. So she didn't want to be on the segment again, shelling the egg. So good job, Sally. Thank you very much. But I did want to show the mug, especially since both Jerry and Julie have gotten bit by the tiki bug in the recent past. So there was a tiki bar in Monterey, or a tiki restaurant.
Oh, I saw that.
So this is from a place called the Tiki's, Monterey Park. So this was there, and a guy named Danny Balls owned the place. And this was their red, white, and blue mug. It's really tricky to come by. I've only ever seen like one or two. But the one Sally found looks just like this one, except for they must have been running out of the coloring, because it's a little different. So it's not so much red as it is pink, and the blue kind of just blends into the white. So it's like they were running out of glaze at this point. But the collector and me needed to have both. So thank you. Thank you for sending it to me. Thank you for getting the mugs. Thank you for being my drug dealer. I appreciate that. All right, now it's time for... Oops. That was wrong. Our eBay tips of the week, little tips and tricks to make sure you are getting the most out of your eBay experience.
Okay, so mine was, and I have to preface this with, I must use my camera more often because I did not have pictures of everyone I met. Go to everything you can that eBay is either sponsored or Jason or somebody. Learn as much as you can. Meet who you can. You can always learn something. You have place to go. It's really, when your kids grow up, you're friends with your kids' parents, your friends' parents. And, when they grow up, then you don't have anybody. So now we have our eBay friends and family. And I just think, try to go to as much as you can. My mom works with me, so that's fun. That's my mom. And
that's my mom. Look how that worked out.
Yes, we've learned. Yes, we've made lots of friends. And that's Anne. We went and met her in Chicago at 3 Dots.
Very nice.
And Jerry and Brenda, I had to throw that in there since he was on tonight.
Yep. That was the Secret Beach Bash
that's
last
the only
year.
picture I have from the Secret Beach. And then that was at the Secret Beach Cruise in New Orleans.
So Debbie's little purple furry thing looks like you have this like little Facebook right here. Now, what's happening here?
That was just eBay Open the first year. The first year I was there, it was nice just to have a big open space that you could go talk to whoever and learn things and shop with the vendors. And then my son works with me, so I had to make sure I threw his picture in there so I didn't leave him out.
Yeah,
And that was eBay Open 2 years ago. We had a blast and learned lots.
that was like the sweetest eBay tip ever. All right, now you saw this shirt once already tonight. It's my Rush shirt that sold for $96. Vintage shirt. So why is it back? Because I'm the only one who asked this much money. When you ask for a little bit, you get a little bit. If you ask for a lot of bit, you'll get a lot of bit. So I had best offer. They didn't make me an offer. They just paid $96 straight up. But look at the last two. This one sold for 44 and this one sold for 56. So they aimed too low. They had $70 or best offer. They took 56, and they had 60 or best offer. They took 44. I had 97 or best offer, and I got 97. So don't aim low. There's no point aiming low. You aim a little bit lower when you have a mass commodity that a lot of people have. Not a lot of people have this vintage 1981 Rush t-shirt. So aim higher. Aim higher. You'll get higher. Trust me. It works. Oops. I'm jumping ahead far too fast. All right, now it's time for thrifting outside your comfort zone. The only way to get better at this job is to get outside your comfort zone. Go to places you've never been to, find things you've never found before, do some research, bring them home, and sell them.
So I went with the bins because everybody hates the bins or they love the bins. I mean, I think a lot of things people don't think of when they sell on eBay if they're not collectors. You need to remember that the collectors are for sure the ones that are out there buying stuff. We collect Halloween blow molds, and I find them there all the time. But my very best recently, because then I wonder, what are these people at the bins doing if they're passing up something this cool? So can you see this? This globe on the top of the bins with 50 people there. And it is the coolest globe I've ever seen.
That is very cool.
It has like, I can't see what you can see, planes and penguins and ships and fish. It is just like the coolest. Anyway, so I got that by the pound, which was 49 cents a pound. And there's some on eBay, 200 and up. And it's awesome, so I have to keep it.
Yeah, I would absolutely keep that too. And we got a great question in the chat. And tonight, my good friend Stephanie is helping in the chat because Debbie is busy with eBay tonight. Ooh, Debbie. So say hello to Stephanie. Mary wants to know what made you decide to price the Rush shirt at 97 if other solds were much lower. Just because. Aim higher. It's a 1981 shirt. People want it. Aim higher. I always aim higher. A normal, I aim about 20% higher. Normal. But this one, I figured I'd go up to almost 100, keep it a smidge under, and then I could take a 20% off. I could have a sale, all these things, but someone just snagged it for 97. So maybe even I went too low, but I'm happy because mine sold for 30 more than the next closest one. So, all right. So here's outside my comfort zone. Today I stopped at Savers because I was out getting, x-rays. If you saw my post, I got some bum hips, and I found two things I've never bought before: giant American flags. And when I say giant, I mean I ain't gonna be able to hold it and show you. So yeah, there's kind of the one. So this one is made by Watts, a company out of Compton, California, and it's a big one. And I'm gonna show you examples online in a second. And then this one, oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, bringing it back, I got to show you the label on this one. This one's made by Goodwill. So oddly enough, Julie, I bought a item made by Goodwill, and I bought it at Savers. That seems kind of weird to me. So here's the tag. I hope. There we go. There's the tag.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Okay, and this flag has a specific use. I'm going to show you in a second. Let me move that to the back. Keep it off the floor. And then this is the flag that was made by Watts in Compton, California. And this one's all hand sewn. So I paid for the hand sewn one, I paid 15, and for the other one, I paid 12. And the one made by Goodwill is specifically for over a coffin or a casket.
Oh.
So it's 5 foot by 9.5 foot. And as you can see, they're selling for $50. So I paid $12 for that one. Now, the flag isn't supposed to be on the ground and their picture is on the ground. So if you're going to do that, that's the only way you can take the picture of something 9.5 feet long. Crop out the rest of the ground. That's my little tip right now.
The chair and the entry.
And again, I guess that's the only place. This is the one by Watts, and someone's asking $55 for it. So I'll make much better listings and make them look better. But I don't think I've ever bought and flipped an American flag, let alone one specifically for someone who has passed away. And so that's kind of way outside my comfort zone. But man, when you see two giant American flags hanging, stop, look at them. Do quick research because of the brand, obviously Goodwill. I put a Goodwill American flag right away. I saw the solds for like $50 to $65. So for $12, it was an easy purchase.
Very
good. All right, and last but not least, our newest segment. Where is there it is. Our viewer tip of the week. Now, a lot of you are watching live right now. Hey, everybody watching live. Thanks for watching live. Do us a favor. Give us a thumbs up. If you don't like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs down twice. We'll really know that you don't like it. And if you have not subscribed, please do so down below. But a lot of our viewers watch after the fact. Not everyone's up at this time or is off of work or, has kids or whatever. And so they tend to leave cool little tips and tricks and comments after the fact. So the one we're sharing this week is from Frank H. So hello, Frank. Thanks for watching Thrifty Business. Frank says, when I go to the thrift shop, I use my phone to take pictures of items inside the glass case. Now, if you don't know, the glass case is typically where they have what they deem the good, expensive stuff. Then I can zoom in the photo on my phone to review contents to make sure I didn't miss anything. That is a great tip. I went through the glass case today, but I didn't hit everything. I had a limited time. So I had to take a few pictures. I would have come home, looked at it a little more in depth. And if I found out there were some goodies in there, I would have scooted back tomorrow. So thank you, Frank H., for watching. And thank you for sharing a good tip with us. So if you have a good tip and you've watched the show, please leave a comment down below and maybe you'll be featured on next week's episode. Speaking of next week's episode, next week is a close, dear personal friend of mine, my buddy Adrian. Adrian is a tiki friend from way back in the day, and we'll definitely share the story. The reason Adrian knows me is because a little old lady punched me in the face. So that is a story for next week.
Lockers, punches in the face.
Yep. And
bedfellows.
Adrian had a corporate job and got laid off. And so Adrian has started a tiki podcast called Inside the Desert Oasis Room. He's making a little bit of money from it, but he's kind of following a dream, kind of like I've done with Thrifty Business. But in the meantime, he started selling on eBay, and he actually took one of my LA classes. So we're going to kind of talk tiki and what it's like to be like a brand new seller to eBay and be immersed in the thrifting board and Thrifty Business and take one of my classes. And so we'll do a little nerd out on tiki, but we'll definitely be talking about someone who is brand new to selling and the trials and tribulations, because some of you are watching are brand new and you already know the trials and tribulations. Some of your old timers like Julie and myself, we've been around for 100 years doing this. So we don't have the limits that eBay places on new sellers. So tune in next week and you'll hear from a person who's kind of new to this. And, he'll share the mistakes he's made, the successes he's had, and how he's working, chasing a dream in with making some money so the wife stays happy. If that all makes sense. All right, so let me get Jerry squared away. So I'm going to pop you up here on the screen for a sec, Julie. So you do this with someone else in your life, correct?
Well, lots of someone else's. Chris also has his own eBay, and he sells car parts, so I am his shipper bitch. And then my son Cameron does a lot of the listing. I do the sourcing, and then I list like the oddball things that aren't new with tags or whatever. And then my mom helps me ship on Mondays and Thursdays. So it's a family affair.
It is a family affair. And speaking of family,
my mom's watching, so I'm going to say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. So speaking of family affairs, let's get our guest in here. Our guest this week is Jerry Pendleton Jr. from Charlie's Treasures and More. What's happening, Jerry? Oh, Jerry, we do not hear you. Oh, it's my fault. My bad. Hold on. All right, let's try again, Jerry.
Same old, just selling some hats.
Yeah, that was my bad. I had your mic off. I'm like, this will be a terrible interview without a mic.
You go boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. So speaking of family, it's a nice segue because your camera is off. I didn't know we were going to turn your camera on and find your wife sitting there. So hell of a nice segue. So
Hi, Brenda.
Introduce Brenda, will you, Jerry?
She can't hear you, so.
Oh, I know. So tell us about your wife, Jerry.
Well, first of all, I met Brenda at a bar, bouncing at a bar. That's where I met Brenda, and we've been married 29 years, and going strong. I'll tell you that. But she teaches high school, and I do this full time.
And besides teaching high school, does she help you with this, Jerry?
Oh God, if it was, she's my backbone. Believe me. She helps me out so much. She takes a lot of the pictures because I hate pictures, but she takes a lot of pictures. I'll admit it. You know, and then like last night, I worked till 3:30 in the morning listing after the picture she took. So, but she's good. She'll write out descriptions. We just get in. She loves to go. She'd rather go pick like we all would, but you know,
or drink tiki.
Yeah, or drink tiki.
Yeah.
So she keeps saying, another freaking hat. Really? Another freaking hat? Yeah. You know.
So the chat's saying she looks a little pissed right now.
She does. I was thinking the same thing. Smile, Brenda.
You look a little pissed. No.
Tired.
Let me tell you, the shake of the head didn't help a bit.
You're tired. It's like 6
Long
o'clock.
day. End of the school year.
It's like, what did I do now, dear?
Yeah, I got
Right,
it.
Jason, what did I do now?
So before we get into the meat of why you're here, hats and golf clubs, so we've been friends for a while now, and Julie and her husband Chris and I have been friends for a while. And I think when we all first met, none of you were into tiki. Am I right?
No, we were not into tiki at all.
Correct.
And like I said, she quit taking me when she goes in teacher function. She quit taking me because the last time I got too drunk.
14 drinks in 4.5 hours.
Whoa.
Wait, I think on Saturday there was a little slurring going on by you.
She said Saturday there's a little slurring
Me?
going on by you.
No, Brenda.
There was no slurring by me. No.
Yeah, so it is quite fun when you teach something, in this case tiki, and not only do the people who are watching Thrifty Business, the people at the Thrifting Board, the people at Secret Beach, they absorb it and they learn to make some money off it. But some people get bit by the bug, and here's 2 examples of people who got bit by the bug. That I find them posting at tiki bars. I'm like, hey, I ain't been to that bar. No, it is fun to watch your friends get
You got that one?
your life. No, I do not have that one.
That's from the false idol.
Yeah, I know.
I spent a fortune there the other night.
Yeah, I think she spent like $500 there at the.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So
So
what to drink too.
So touche for you getting the one in Bakersfield, and I get this one.
I know. Yeah. All right. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's talk about why you're here, because you love selling 2 things, and that's socks with pom poms on it and Lisa Frank bedding. No. Jerry likes to sell golf clubs and hats. And before we even talk about it, let's look at a picture, shall we? Oh my, that's a lot of golf clubs.
That. Let me tell you about that picture right there. That's only 40% of what I have in golf clubs.
Holy cow. Now, golf clubs take up some space when you got a lot of them.
It's probably a third of my garage right now. It's golf clubs. And I showed the picture of my office to you. So you imagine me trying to put those in here?
Oh, yeah.
We'd be on top of each other. So my wife's already like, we're doing golf clubs. We started off doing the hats and the clothing. I still do clothing too. So we're doing the hat thing. And I go, you know what? We're going to do golf clubs. She goes, what? We're going to do golf clubs. So, all right, fine, let's do golf clubs. So we started doing the next thing, started picking up and taking off on it. And so it's like, all right, I got to go get more. You're going to go get more? Yeah, I got to get more golf clubs. But what about we got to get new stuff. We got to keep it going. Got to keep it fresh. So she's always on me. But yeah, we sell a lot of golf clubs.
Now, do you sell one at a time or a set?
I do them both. But let me tell you this question right now. Say you have a bag of golf clubs, and I can go up there and I can get a good deal on it. Think of me as a hostile corporate takeover. Because see that bag? I'm going to liquidate every way I can. Okay? So, for example, now I'll keep the irons together. Because, unless they're missing an iron. Okay, and I'll explain that a little bit more. But I'll break the driver, the 3-wood, the 5-wood all separately. I'll take the sand wedge and I'll sell it off. I'll take the putter and sell it off. And then I'll sell the irons through if it's a 3 through pitching wedge, I'll sell that as a group. And there you go.
You just
If it's missing one.
like
And if it's missing, like I had a good example. I bought ping irons for $10. Okay. And they were pretty modern, but they were missing the 4 iron. So I said, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sell off the 3 and we're going to sell the rest as a set. Because now a lot of golf clubs are coming without 3s and 4s. They're going 4s are through pitching wedge or 5 through pitching wedge, and you can sell them that way. So it's just something that, it just drives me crazy. I mean, I get the thrill. I like, I'll give you an example. Well, I'm going to pull this piece out right now. I'm just going to go on and go into it, Jason. So this weekend, we were at a yard sale, and we're working away, and we're driving around. And I see, oh God, there's some golf clubs. So I jump out, and she goes, "How much for the bag?" She goes, $20. Okay, I'll take it. Had a driver, had Cobra irons and everything. Well, she goes, she comes outside. She goes, well, I got these other 2 clubs in there. How much would you pay for them? Well, this rosary here, this one right here on the end. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, come a little closer. Yep, a little closer, and then angle up a little bit so we get the glare off of it.
Right there?
Yeah, now angle it up a little bit.
Like that?
Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that works. All right.
So the lady kept telling me no. What I told her, I said, I'll give you $10 for it. And so she goes, no, I'll just, I said, no means on backwards. She goes, what?
No means on backwards.
Yeah, no means on backwards. So, we're sitting there talking. I find out she's a Viking fan. Well, come here. Hey, Brenda's a Viking fan. So I got her talking to Brenda. And while she's talking to Brenda, I look at her again. I go, you're going to sell me that golf club. She goes, I said, no means on backwards again. So she's talking. She finds out she's from North Dakota. Brenda's from South Dakota. Okay, I'm playing this hard. You know me.
We both went to UND.
Yeah, same colleges in the area where they went to. So then she goes, her friend, I find out who she likes. And me and the friend hit it off like that. So next thing you know, the lady comes over. She goes, just sell him the club. You need the money. So I got the club. So I looked at her, I said, I told you no, man, on backwards. So
they invited over for
So now we made friends with them. Now we're invited to come back over for beers.
So you paid 10, you said, right?
Yeah.
And what are you going to sell it for approximately?
This one right here, between 40 to 60.
All right.
I mean, I'm like you. I shoot higher because I can always reduce the price, and I demand a higher price than a lot of people. Okay? It's like this putter. Let me find this putter right here.
The one from that.
This one right here. This is the one I already have listed. Can you see that one?
Wow, that's wicked cool.
Turn her upside down.
Okay, that's called the
Odyssey.
Saber-tooth. Okay, Odyssey Saber-tooth.
Wow, that is crazy.
I think we paid $15 for this. I had it right now. Some people have it listed for about $89. I listed it at $119. I shoot big
because it has the poker chip in it.
Okay, now
has a poker chip in it.
Yeah. Also, and the reason why too, one of the rarities it didn't have. In here, there's this poker chip that goes with it. Okay, so the other ones don't have that, but I have that, so that's part of the deal. Then you look at the grip on here. If you bought these grips brand new, these are over $20 just for this grip.
So is that the grip? So that's not the grip that came on. They put a different grip on.
Someone put a different grip on this.
Gotcha.
This is not the standard. Come on, look, that's a big grip.
Well, dude, I haven't golfed in a while. I've never seen wicked looking clubs like saber-tooth tiger clubs. I want to go golf. I want to go golf right now. That's how the clubs look.
Well, there's some gloves.
In case you get into a fight on the golf course, you got something to spear somebody with.
Look at that one. That's a hot spot.
Jeez.
Okay. This
Julie,
one.
Julie, do you ever golf?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This one.
I chase balls around.
Yeah. Well, you want to know the funny story, Jason? I haven't played in 2 years, and I get called on it, but I know enough about golf to know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhat. And if I don't know, I have friends that still are playing to come to me now and buying golf clubs from me. Like one of my best friend came over the day we were talking before you, and he goes, "My God, I didn't realize you had all these golf clubs. I'm going to tell my friends. Please do." So, yeah. This one, also, you know, if you ever go to sell one of these, the biggest key to this thing is the measurements. Okay? You know, you measure from the bottom here. Can you see that, guys?
Yep.
To the tip here. Okay?
That's for your shaft length.
For your shaft length.
So we got the tip and the shaft. Okay, I'm liking this so far.
Okay. Because the reason why, are you going to play with, Jason, are you going to play with a real short, you know?
A real short shaft? No, I play with a long shaft.
Hey, you can get a fat, hey, you can get a fat shaft too, right?
Oh, some people like a thick shaft.
Okay, yeah. So there's all kinds of that.
I can't even hear.
They're talking to those girls. I looked at this putter.
Oh, hold on. This is the ping putter. So it looks like an old putter, right? You can see it, the brass, the copper, or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
In Arizona.
It's from Arizona. It's American made. Okay. And I get usually about $50 to $60 for these.
Wow.
Now I got to clean this one up. So I'm going to give the tip of the week of cleaning it. Soak it in Coca-Cola. Because that will clean all this up, and then all that stuff will come off. And then Brenda has some stuff for copper pans. You know, when you clean the bottom of copper pans, and I'll put on here, and this thing will shine up. And since I've been doing that, these things have been flying for me.
All right, so let me pause you there because we got tons of great questions. So let's roll through them. All right, real quick. Here.
Okay.
All right, so you already answered. You golf, okay? I'm assuming you sell the bags also.
I have it not online yet, but I'm getting ready to because I'm like this choking. I'm drowning in bags, Jason. Save me, please save me.
All right. Do you sell the head covers separately?
Sometimes.
Okay.
But I tried to sell all the clubs with a head cover because they sell better when they have a head cover.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. How about a bulk of golf pencils? You ever sold those?
No.
Hey, the question in the chat. Do you sell kids golf clubs?
No.
Have you ever
Not
seen
yet.
that when you're out thrifting?
I see them all the time.
Okay.
I have a kid's golf bag right now that's beautiful. It's short as hell, but it's really nice.
I'll be honest.
Probably our granddaughter's, as my wife says.
Now,
You know one thing? I can share one thing you don't know about Brenda.
Well, sure. Let's hear it.
I hope there's more than one.
I know.
Do you know she was ranked 10th in the state of South Dakota for golf?
I saw that in your bio.
Out of 11?
out of the whole state, right? You know, like how big is the state?
Hey. As a first female golf coach of a boys golf team.
Yeah, she was also the first female golf coach of a boys team here in Big.
Oh wait, that's too loud. Golf clap. Do you avoid left-handed clubs?
Yes.
Now someone asked that because they probably realize. So why is that?
Because if you look online, okay, one is left-handed clubs are usually a little bit cheaper, okay, on the average. Second of all, there's not enough left-handed people that play golf, and you're going to end up sitting on it for a long time usually. So
you don't want to sit on the shaft. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yes, this is going to be my favorite episode of all time.
Well, you know, hey, or sit on the head of the golf club, right? So yeah, we kind of jumped right in, but when I teased the show, I teased that you were hanging out with the Keebler elves. So let's back up a smidge. We got so excited, we just went off. We were talking shafts and tips and balls. We were off. We're excited, aren't we? Huh? Come on now.
Well, there was a point in your life when you were hanging with elves.
Yeah, I did that for 12 years.
So what'd you do for a Keebler?
I started on the route sales division for 2 years. Like you used to see the little Frito-Lay trucks and the guys that go in the convenience stores. And then I transferred to the grocery store side and did the grocery chain. And to this day, even with me leaving with not liking the old boss I had, all my records still hold, they tell me. So I have a lot of records that I hold. I was selling, when we had chips, like Go Boise's, pizzerias, and all that with Keebler, I was doing over $1 million a year. When they got rid of the chips, I was doing cookies and crackers, $750,000 a year in sales. So I am pretty good at sell. If I'm full of shit.
All right. Well, you said it, not me.
But, my wife would tell you that too.
So when you work for Keebler, do you get to sample the products?
Oh, yeah. You can eat the cookies.
Is that a tiki mug?
That's the
It sure
that
is.
mug. That's the new mug I was telling
All
you.
right. I'm making myself some tiki on tonight.
Hey, the sad part is our bartender's mom died tonight.
No, not diet.
Or died.
Dialysis.
Dialysis, we were just told.
Oh, you went from dye to dialysis.
Well, she told me a minute ago.
That's a hell of a mistake.
Maybe she just needs the shaft.
All right. So speaking of shafts,
chose not to continue on with treatment.
Oh, anyways. So I did that for 12 and a half years, and then we went right into the network marketing industry. And I did that for over 10 years also. Now that's brutal, dude. That is brutal. If you ever done that.
no, I know it's brutal. That's like no way.
I've done that, but the good thing we were good at that too. We Brenda and I got to go to Hawaii a couple times for free. I mean, we put a tape out in the company called "Step Up to the Plate." As emeralds in the company when everybody else was doing it when there were diamonds in this company. So we got to do a lot of things, and I got to meet a lot of people like Tommy Lasorda and all those types of guys.
Oh, sweet.
So,
all right, Julie, we have a question that I thought was kind of a goofy question and fake, but it's a legit question. From Cheryl Hinton.
You're scaring me.
Are black shafts worth anything? Now, she said she's being deadly serious. I'm not sure what that means.
black.
Oh, Brenda.
Black shafts worth anything, Brenda?
No, unless they say, unless they're the Japanese or the Fujikura or the Diamana.
Here, I'll give my little right here, Jason. These are the big shafts that are worth money.
All right, bring it down a little bit. Yeah, all right, there we go.
Everybody see that? These things, the shafts on these can start off between $50 to a couple $100 each, depending on what type of shaft it is of it. So, and you want to know what type of golf clubs I use? I got another chart here.
Nice prop.
This is what I look.
Props. All right.
This is what I look for. These are the clubs I look for.
I'll read them off here. Callaway, King Cobra, TaylorMade, Ping, Cleveland, Titleist, Nike, Adams, and Odyssey. Very nice.
Yep. So I told you I had props.
I like it. All right. So speaking of props, your biggest prop was purchased from your eBay sales, and that's why you took this picture. And by the way, you do look badass in this picture.
Oh, thank you.
It looks like you're going to pick up that club and just crush someone over the head, Negan style.
Negan.
I mean, this club right here.
Yeah.
The Nike. It's a Nike.
So more so, I was talking about what you're leaning against as a prop.
Oh, the truck.
So
Yeah,
that's your baby, huh?
Yeah, eBay helps pay for it. So I actually did what you did this year. I got in a wreck with it.
I didn't get a wreck. Some idiot hit me.
But it still got bent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Cried.
I was upset. I was historically started.
Oh yeah. And I'm still dealing with the stupid insurance company. But Jerry, you bought your truck based on your eBay sales, and you bought a Ford truck, as did I. So we definitely have a lot in common there. I
love my truck. My best friend got my truck. He couldn't believe how it felt like it was riding in a lazy boy chair.
Oh yeah, I worked my ass off to buy my truck. All right, so a couple more questions on golf clubs. I want to talk a little bit of hats.
Okay.
Is there a holy grail of golf clubs? We all know there's holy grails of tiki mugs. Is there a golf club where people are like, "Oh my God, you did not find one of those"?
The holy grail of golf clubs
Your Scotty Camerons.
is Scotty Cameron's. But Scotty Cameron scared the holy hell out of me.
We had one.
Tell us why, because that was very interesting to me when we talked the other day.
Scotty Cameron is the most counterfeit club out there.
Man,
all time right now. It's if you pull up Scotty Cameron golf clubs, you'll see them used, okay, probably around $200 and up, used. Now you buy them brand new. Some of these clubs go for thousands of dollars. I've seen them over $2,000.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I shared something with you, the head cover for Scotty Cameron. What'd you think of that?
Oh yeah, I just this is a whole new world. I don't know nothing about golf clubs.
I mean, I'm sitting here looking. If you find a used Scotty Cameron sock for the club, buy it. I would say buy it. Especially if it's $5 or less, buy it.
So if you find Scotty Cameron's used sock for the head,
buy it.
I love this.
Peggy's gonna get it for $0.25.
Hey, it's like bump, right?
So if you find Scotty Cameron's balls, no. So speaking of, some people ask, do you sell golf balls?
No, I thought about it, but that's a lot of work. I got to be. I thought about it.
Clean the balls.
You do got to clean the balls.
You don't want dirty balls.
No one wants dirty balls. You got to clean the shaft. You got to clean the head. Come on now. You got to clean it all. Nobody wants a dirty shaft, dirty head, dirty balls.
Brenda says, I'm a teacher.
All right. So you're not just all about golf clubs, sir. I see a lot of What?
Let me share this one golf club.
Sure.
You asked me the other day about Nike, right?
Yep.
We were talking about Nike. Nike is no longer making golf clubs.
Oh,
okay. Yes. Nobody knew that. Tiger Woods was their biggest boy who played with Nike. Tiger Woods is playing TaylorMade now. You asked me about value of clubs, Jason, about Nike, whether they're not making no more. Really, I don't know. But this club I got last year is still holding its value. And I've seen it gone up a little bit, so I'm like, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm like watching that a little bit because, like you said, like you do with tiki, you have to know your craft and you have to watch what you're doing. So,
all right. So, Julie, I'm gonna make an executive decision here, and I've never done this before in an episode. Because there's still some more great questions. I think we aren't gonna talk hats at all.
Well, I got hats right here.
Hang on. We only got 6 minutes left. We haven't got to your scores yet. So here's my thought, Jerry. Okay. Let's just finish up. We'll look at your scores and your duds. And we'll do a few more questions about your golf clubs. And then I'll have you back very soon to talk hats. So it'll be the first ever guest two-parter because you're just so full of good information. I want to try and tickle the taint of hats right now. See what I did there?
The taint of hat. We're going to bypass hats and worry about golf.
Yes. All right. So
I have a friend who just texted me that's watching, and he said he'd be your ball cleaner if you needed it.
Nice. All right. So let me ask you a couple more quick questions here. Is Scotty Cameron just a putter or all types of clubs?
It's a putter.
Okay.
No hats.
And how? No hats, not tonight, because we're already at the top of the hour, and we still got to show your scores and duds. So how do you? And this is a great question. How do you spot a fake club? What triggers your brain to go, oh, this is a fake?
There's so much of that scares me that I don't know everything. So that's why I'm a little gun shy. You can take a Scotty Cameron and send it in to have it verified. It's going to cost you, I don't know, it was $25.
So where would you send it?
The Scotty Cameron place in
Georgia.
Is it Georgia where it's at?
Georgia or down south in LA.
Yeah, Georgia or down south in LA. Once you send it in, if it's a real Scotty Cameron, they'll send you a letter back with it with authenticity saying it's a real Scotty Cameron. And if you want your Scotty Cameron refurbished, they'll refurbish. You can have them refurbished there too, but you're talking about $150, $200 to refurbish the club. So, but the bad part is on that is, okay, so say it is a fake. So now you send it in, which is going to cost you to ship it, right? You know, then you're looking at that. Then it's going to cost you $25 also. So now you're out that money, you know.
And they're not going to send it back because it's counterfeit.
Well, they may send it back, but you're warned not to sell it or destroy it. But like the one I had, it was a counterfeit one I found.
And we didn't realize
and we didn't know it. And I got my hand slapped with eBay pretty hard. I'm like, whoa, did not know, you know. And I had two of them listed at the time. One sold really good. And the other one, I got my hand slapped so hard it just scared the crap out of me because I didn't see that coming. I didn't even know. And the reason why I didn't know that,
the color was
we
off.
bought the club from one of Brenda's former bosses who had an estate sale. Okay, and I know him real well. He doesn't buy anything cheap. His wife is a national roller skater, Natalie Dunn, worldwide. You know, and so here it is. She has all this big old house, and they got this club. And I'm going through there, and I bought a lot of stuff, but I'm like, I didn't see that coming. Just threw me for a loop. So I'm a little scared of them.
You never know when you're going to find a fake, and but that's kind of that's what I wanted you to talk about because I was shocked because to make a golf club, it's a lot of it's not a small operation to make a bunch of fakes. That's just crazy.
And here's the other thing too, Jason. On Scotty Cameron, if you're paying that kind of money, that club's pretty much customized to your needs. You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking about all these other clubs a little bit, okay? How many times does someone changes the shaft in them or whatever, for different lengths or different, fills or whatever? The only thing that doesn't change is the head on the thing. So there's people that put longer shafts, shorter shafts, or whatever.
I can't not be a 12-year-old boy right now, and apparently Julie can't either. I got to change the head and the shaft. All right, look, we got 3 minutes left. Let's buzz through your scores and done.
Okay.
Because you are the first guest ever to bring taxidermy to the table.
I did bring that.
So what'd you pay for this quail?
$25.
Nice. And did you know it was going to be worth about $150, or were you just shooting in the dark?
No, I've been watching the stuff for a little bit, and I said, you know what? Before that, I bought two pieces. I bought a bird, a chucker, and a quail. And I saw how well they were doing with a friend of mine, and I just said, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot to see what happens. But I was really nervous how I was going to ship it because if you look at the legs, see how skinny the legs are?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, God, I really don't want to be careful because I know how the post office can be. So I put it in a box. I put peanuts all the way around it. Then I've got another box with 2 inches all the way around it, put more peanuts around it and stuck the box in it, filled it up. And so far, that's worked really well for me, so they wouldn't move around.
All right, so here's a Callaway club that you had two of, and they both sold for $71.
Yeah, that's another story right there. That's that one right there, one of the ones that Brenda and I were at that we paid. The guy told us he paid $2 for them, and we spent $5 for them, and we bought 17 of them.
Oh, my God.
And, I mean, 17 7-irons. What's the thought of getting those 17 7-irons, for $5 each? So that was $85 right there. And all we have left now is 6.
All righty. All right, we got 30 seconds. Let's buzz through these here. LA Chargers backpack.
Paid $3.
And did you buy that retail somewhere, like Arbitrage?
That's Kmart.
Kmart Blue Light.
Kmart Blue Light.
Oh, my God. You know what? When I loaded this update, I didn't know this was a long box. Hell yeah.
Jason, I'm selling I've sold 4 of these long box. I sent one to Spain. Every one I've had went overseas.
All right, for those of you who are maybe younger or not a CD shopper, this is how CDs used to come packaged in what's called long boxes. I didn't realize it was long box. And Malcolm McLaren, for those of you who don't know, he was the man that put the Sex Pistols together. And
you know what I paid for this?
Clothing shop. Yeah.
I paid $2.
Nice, $50. All right, but not only are there scores, there's duds. Howdy doody time. Not so good, huh?
No. I thought it would do better than it did, and nothing.
So still for sale, I see. So if you're looking for a howdy doody mug, throw Jerry an offer.
Yeah, it go easily.
And last but not least, Santa Fe Super Chief T-shirt.
I thought the train lovers would like this, is why I got it. I paid $1 for it, but
you don't have train in the title.
Santa, we did. I think we did at one time, but I could probably redo that. But
get it back in there.
Yeah, because I do well with this with the Santa Fe hats and stuff. I buy a lot of train hats and I do well with it. So I thought,
Alrighty, this was, like people said in the chat, the quickest hour ever. That's why I wanted to just say no hats. We're going to have you back very soon and do hats. But for those you keep asking about shipping, Jerry's going to help us with the shipping if you're in the Secret Beach. So we're heading over to the after show right now for the Secret Beach members.
I have to hurry up and say Ohio area eBay sellers meetup group. Hello. Okay.
Don't forget Charlie's Treasures and More.
Yep, Charlie's Treasures and More. So yeah, Secret Beach members, come on over to the after show. We're going to be talking shipping, golfing clubs. So for those of you not in the Secret Beach, when it opens again, come on over. We have a lot of bonus shows in the Secret Beach. So I want to thank everyone who tuned in live. Thanks for everyone who tuned in after the fact. And Jerry will be back to talk hats in a future episode. So for that, I will say good night, goodbye, and we'll see you over in the Secret Beach after show.
Bye.